behind me is the quickest Cadillac ever built with the 0 to 60 faster than a McLaren 540C. Oh man. All in a luxury, family-friendly SUV. This is our first look at the 2026 Lyriq-V.
The V Series is Cadillac's lineup of high-performance vehicles designed to go head-to-head with luxury performance heavyweights like BMW's M Series and Mercedes-AMG.
Today we are at Supercar Rooms in Miami, Florida, and Cadillac has been nice enough to not only send me here, but also PJ, so we can get this first insider look at the Lyriq-V. PJ, what do you think?
It's here, the 2026 Lyriq-V. To me, this is one of the most beautiful, one of the most aesthetically attractive cars on the road. And just wait till you see the performance and the specs, because it's right up there with just how good this looks.
The V Series line draws inspiration from Cadillac's racing heritage, with models like the CTS VR leading the way. Amps up the motors, fine-tunes the suspension for a sportier feel, and adds a more refined interior.
First off, check out the color of this vehicle. This is called their Magnus Metal Frost, and this is a limited edition color just for the V. Up front, you're gonna see the illuminated shield like we've seen in other Lyriqs, but because this is the V, you'll notice it has this nice little V right up front. You have that front-facing camera, the beautiful lighting, and then over here you have your stacked daytime running lights. But unique to the V is this front fascia down here. You have this option for this beautiful carbon fiber. This actually projects a little bit more and gives you more of that sporty, aggressive look to it.
Before we dive in, guys, we have 1 million of you tuning in every month, but only a small chunk of you are subscribing. We have a goal this year of doubling our subscriber count. The best way you can support us is just by clicking that subscribe button.
Let's go over to the side. I wanted to show you guys the wheel and tire package over here. So the Lyriq-V comes standard with a summer tire. You'll notice that these are the Continental tires, but there is also an option for an all-season tire if you live in a climate where you need that. We have 22-inch wheels, adaptive suspension, performance Brembo brake calipers. These are amazing for their stopping capability. They're also fade resistant, so they're perfect for spirited driving. We have this etched V logo right here on the wheels, and then painted fender flares, painted side down here, which is unique to the V. Also, you'll notice the side rocker is that carbon fiber. Over here, you'll also see that we have the V logo again, and then charging is up front, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is on the driver's side, and I'm gonna let PJ get into that a little more.
Yes, Kim said the charging spot could be in a better location. Of course, this is going to begin to use NACS, Tesla Supercharger Network, and with that, having in the back driver's side makes the most sense. But the very front here, you'll notice motorized, you pop it up, and this is expected to be NACS possibly within the next year. Cadillac did give us an inside look that we think the Optic will be the first EV Cadillac that'll have the NACS natively built in. Not there yet here with the Lyriq-V, but you'll notice you have J1772 up top, CCS down below. Charging rate on this is 190 kilowatt peak charging speed. That is the exact same thing you get as the Lyriq, that is the non-V version. That gets you about 10 to 80% in about 40 minutes time or so. Motorized closing on this one again. And then when you look at range, with this you have a 102 kilowatt hour battery pack. That's good enough for about 285 miles of range. Think about other performance vehicles, whether it's the Model Y, like it's about 277 miles of range, but it has an 82 kilowatt hour battery pack. And then you can even bring in other EVs that are kind of in that same sort of range and spec. The Audi e-tron SQ8 that has a 114 kilowatt hour battery pack gets you about 253 miles of range, and 0 to 60 is about 4.5 seconds. That's where this really shines, because 0 to 60 on this with the VMAX velocity mode, which is activated there on the steering wheel, we'll show you in a second, gets you 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. You compare that to the performance Model Y, 0 to 60 there is 3.5 seconds. The Ferrari GTC4 Lusso, that is a 3.4 second 0 to 60. Even the Shelby GT500, 3.3 seconds 0 to 60. This is in line with those vehicles, in line with that Shelby GT500. So really speaks to the performance capability when it comes to the Lyriq-V.
The V also comes with an upgraded key fob compared to the standard Lyriq. It's mostly about the looks, featuring a sleek performance red finish and V badging.
With the V, you do get a fixed glass black roof standard. In my opinion though, Lyriq has some of the best lighting features out there. Look how beautiful the brake lights just wrap all the way around. Down here with the V, we have the carbon fiber again. And then to open this up, you push on that Cadillac logo. Notice the Cadillac light down here, and then inside you get a lot of cargo capacity. So it is 28 cubic feet with the seats up, 61 with them folded flat. It's the same as the other Lyriq vehicles. Down below, I'll open this up for you guys. You can see you do get a little bit of a sub trunk. You could probably fit maybe like 5-6 gallons of milk over there. There's a little bit of space over the wheels. Not a ton right there. It's not deep like you might see with a Model Y or some other vehicles. You have this option if you want some privacy down here, a light. We have some tethers on either side, power folding seats, a 12 volt. I wish this was a 110, but you do get a 110 in the second row. We have some tie downs, lots of good cargo capacity.
Now the cargo capacity of the Lyriq-V remains identical to its non-performance sibling, and it's pretty comparable to both what the Audi e-tron SQ8 and the Genesis GV70 offer. But some of the competition does offer a small front trunk.
So initially when Lyriq came out, it was all rear wheel drive, and then end of 2023 model year, they introduced all wheel drive. The V Series is all-wheel drive, so a lot of those components, everything is going to be right up front.
But when it comes to performance, there are not too many SUVs that can keep up with the Lyriq-V. So in a moment, we'll take you on a closed road to show you some of these features and get an inside look with a Lyriq-V engineer. And speaking of engineers, there's plenty of those at CES, and Kim got to see one of the coolest pieces of tech in the world.
I'm at CES checking out Roborock. They are a smart cleaning brand with some of the most advanced wet and dry, cordless vacuum cleaners, and even washer and dryer. Check this out. This is not just a robotic vacuum. This is the Saros Z7, and look at this. It has a robotic arm. This is truly changing the game when it comes to vacuum cleaners. Sock in the basket. Can you imagine this? You'll be able to clean up your kid's messy room without actually having to clean it up, and it's programmable. So I think one of the coolest features about this arm is that it is actually app controlled, and right now it recognizes about 108 different objects, but it's programmable, so you can teach it about 50 more objects. In addition to this vacuum, Roborock also unveiled 3 other new robotic vacuums at CES this year: the Saros 10, Saros 10R, and Roborock F25 series. The Saros 10 and 10R also have hyperforce suction power, self-detaching mopping system, and so much more. These are a game changer for keeping your home clean and organized. This is the Saros 10 and 10R, and this is their slimmest design right here. It also has an adapt lift chassis, so you can see it can also go under these low clearance areas. You know how sometimes your hair gets all caught up in your vacuum? Well, that doesn't happen with Roborock because they have the Do a Divide anti-tangle brush inside of here, so not a problem. I'll link everything you need to know in the description down below, and thanks to Roborock for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's get back to it. We also have these cool door handles. That is with all the Lyriqs. I love the way they've done this. There's a light right there in it. They auto present. The door opens up, and this is the V Series, so there are some unique differences between this one and just the regular Lyriq that's out there. Starting with these door sills right here, you can see it has the V logo right here on the doors. You get power adjustable seat bolstering options right here. You can turn this, also activate those massage seats right there, but very comfortable seats inside. You can see the stitching on them is very unique to the V Series. We also have the piping. These are heated, they're ventilated, and you have the speakers built right into the headrest. And these are not just any regular speakers. So with the previous Lyriq, you had 19 speakers with the AKG, which was really good, but now they've added 4 more speakers into it with Dolby Atmos, so there's just premium sound inside this vehicle. So inside we do have that 33-inch curved OLED touchscreen, and there are some new features in here because we have the VMAX, some performance features that we're going to get into in a second. Right away when you look at it, you have a head-up display, which I absolutely love, and they've added augmented reality to this. I'm not going to be driving it myself, but that's something that I definitely will want to try out. I love being able to see your directions, all that right in front of you. It really adds to that driver experience.
If you've never been inside a Lyriq, it's everything you'd expect from a premium Cadillac experience and then some. The V Series takes it to another level. The door panels feature an open pore wood design with ambient lighting. There's an all-glass roof that adds to the airy feel, and active noise cancellation makes the cabin whisper quiet. Honestly, it gives off the same luxury vibe I felt testing the Mercedes EQS SUV, but with the specs that outclass the Tesla Model Y performance. One of the most common questions I get is, what's a solid EV that's not a Tesla, offers good range, and feels luxurious? My answer has always been the Lyriq. Of course, the price reflects that upgrade. The Lyriq-V starts just under $80,000, but when you compare it to performance models like the Audi e-tron or Mercedes EQS, which start around $90,000, it feels like you're getting a great value.
So what you're seeing right now, our new sport gauge, which is unique for the V series. It's now including a torque gauge to accompany our power gauge. We have a G-force meter, which is one of our performance gauge packs that you can have added to the left-hand side. Also part of this vehicle, which is really hard to capture on camera, is our augmented reality HUD. We have two planes, if you will, to the HUD. One is a standard pane at the bottom, which contains things like speed, all your active safety icons. The augmented reality side, it does things like arrows telling you when to turn, and it also does active safety content. It's configurable in 3 different ways. So that is new for the Lyriq in 2026, and the V will be the first to introduce it. And it will come standard on the Lyriq-V. Also standard on the Lyriq-V is Super Cruise, so that's not an option. Every customer will have that. That puts us into Velocity Max.
With VMAX, there's no like limited number of times that you could do it. It's like, and does it affect the motor the more you do it, or does it have any changes?
No, it's a great question though. No limits. When you turn on Velocity Max, it stays on for the key cycle unless you turn it off by pressing it for a long duration, and then it turns off on its own. It is a on-the-fly propulsion mode, and it allows you to go in and out as you please. And it does clear after key cycle.
So next we're going to get a chance to test out Velocity Max, which is the little V right here. There's options in here if you want to go into it. Also competitive mode. I'm going to sit in the car, get to see what this feels like, and take you guys for the ride. When is it my turn? I want to drive this thing. That looks so much fun. Oh my gosh. Do we get a countdown? 3,
Sure.
2, 1.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh man. Oh, feels good.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yes, it's like a roller coaster.
And it's amazing that you can do that in a comfortable luxury crossover.
I love
right?
it. Yeah, I mean what I love so much about this, and I have kids, is that this can be your daily driver for
Absolutely.
your family vehicle, or it can be your performance, like have some fun, show off,
Absolutely.
do it all vehicle.
And so we can do another launch,
Yeah,
and maybe you can focus on the performance timer, and we can count up.
Let's
you can
do
watch
it.
And you can have fun with that, not just the exhilarating feel of the launch, but also, trying to get a better time.
yeah,
It's
and you
always
can
fun.
turn the sounds on and off.
Absolutely.
Is that
So
correct?
that's part of the configurable mode. And so part of V mode is the motor sound. You get your Tour, your Sport. We have a V specific sound, or ST is Stealth. And that means you can just turn it all off. So for the driver that prefers just a quiet, serene acceleration experience, then you can have it in stealth mode.
All right. Do you find that the people that are not electric car drivers, that are more car enthusiasts, that are used to, your typical engine, that they really want that motor sound?
I think, that's why we want to give the customer the option, right? Everyone has their favorite color, and that includes the way your vehicle sounds. And so I think it's important, and it's part of the Cadillac and V-Series strategy to give the customer the option. I think you're probably right. A traditional gasoline engine enthusiast may not prefer a sound like that, which is exactly why we want to give them the option to turn it off.
Oh, man. Wow.
It doesn't really get old, does it?
It doesn't. Also, like, the seats really grip you. You have more bolstering inside
Absolutely,
of these seats.
yeah. And that is unique to the Lyriq-V, is the larger bolstering support, as well as adjustable bolstering. So you can make them tighter or wider, more comfortable for the longer trips.
And you definitely need that when you're doing the 0 to 60. Did you see right there what the time was? Did we get a...
Oh, sorry, I cleared it, but it was a
Okay.
It was a 3.3. I don't know
It
if
was?
you got it.
You got it?
Which is like All right, yep, that's what we're claiming, so. Yeah.
All right. And then you've noticed too, like it doesn't, if you do this multiple times, it doesn't seem to affect that 3.3. Like it doesn't affect your motor or damage your motor.
No, not at all. And we have stringent requirements on the ability of this vehicle to launch over and over again and keep consistent times. So one thing that's important to understand about electric vehicles, however, is your state of charge is the voltage level, and voltage means power. So you're only going to get your optimum 0 to 60 times when your state of charge is higher.
Yeah.
That was the best one yet, 3.1. Yeah. She scoots.
Now, anyone else notice the sign in the background talking about failing your driver's test? Just think that juxtapose is kind of funny. So one of my favorite features in here is competitive mode, and this gives you the ability to drift. And can you talk a little bit about like what goes into the engineering side of it to be able to have that kind of performance with the tires, from the suspension and all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it starts on the hardware side and on the software side, right? So the competitive mode is a suite of software features within the chassis controls of the vehicle. The whole purpose is to reduce understeer, like you saw in the drifting, right? And to do that, we enable brake torque vectoring across both the front and the rear axles. We enable a specific competitive mode all-wheel drive traction management system that's meant to reduce understeer, so you have more torque on the rear and less on the front. And then it also, with the stability control parameters, it relaxes it so that you're able to slide the car and get it a little bit more sideways. But it's not just that, right? It comes down to the suspension hardware as well to really turn this into a performance vehicle. And so it starts with the standard summer tires, the Premium Contact 6. We also have unique springs. We have unique anti-roll bars. We have adaptive dampers that are unique to the Lyriq-V. And we have a performance bushing package in the suspension. And all that works together to give the driver more control and a tighter, more confident steering feel and control over the chassis in general.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So when you're designing like the V series for an electric vehicle, is it completely different because it's more of a computer on wheels with what you're kind of saying?
We have a lot of control over what the electric motors are doing. Because you have instant torque, you can really work those electric motors to get the vehicle dynamics behavior that you want, and that is unique to an electric vehicle, and it's what's exciting about the future of electric performance.
So are we going to see this now all the other electric vehicles? Is that coming?
That type of chassis performance is part of our V-Series DNA at Cadillac, and you can expect electric V-Series in the future to only get better.
I'm so excited. Let me know if you guys have questions about that. Put it in the comments down below. We'll try to answer it the best we can. But what an amazing experience. Thank you so much for taking us out here today, giving us the opportunity. I can't wait to come back again and maybe drive myself. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I need to drive. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.